Hey, beautiful people. I'm Dr. Flo, and I want to begin today with a simple question. What is holding you up? Not what is keeping you busy, not what is getting attention, not what looks impressive from the outside. What is actually holding you up? Because sometimes we spend so much energy trying to grow that we forget to strengthen the ground beneath us. And today, I want to talk about the ground. Welcome to the Daily Network Brief. Whether you're watching, whether you're listening, or whatever kind of week you had last week, I'm glad that you're here. I want you to know something before we go any further. You do not have to earn your place in this moment. You belong here. Take a breath. Let your shoulders come down. Put your feet on the floor if you can and just arrive. Today is Root Chakra Day, and for me, that brings us back to grounding, stability, home, belonging, community, service, and foundation. Here's something I've learned about foundations. Nobody applauds the foundation of a building. People admire the windows and eat more coffee. They notice the architecture. They photograph the view. But underneath every beautiful building is something most people will never see: the foundation. Under everything beautiful is something most people will never see: the foundation. And life works like that too. There are parts of your life that may not look exciting right now: getting your home in order, resting, showing up consistently, keeping your word, rebuilding trust, learning how to manage your time, making the phone call you've been avoiding, cleaning your room, finishing what you started, showing up for someone who needs you, doing the small thing again and again and again. It may not feel glamorous, but please hear me today. A quiet foundation can support a very loud future. I'll say that one more time. A quiet foundation can support a very loud future. Some of us are asking for expansion when what we really need is reinforcement. We want the next opportunity, the next relationship, the next audience, the next breakthrough, the next door. But before you ask, what can I add? Maybe today's question is, what needs to become stronger underneath me? This is not failure. This is wisdom. Trees grow in two directions. We notice what reaches towards the sky, but the roots are growing too. So today, don't measure your progress only by what other people can see. Maybe your progress is that you stayed. Maybe your progress is that you rested instead of running yourself into the ground. Maybe your progress is that you asked for help. Maybe your progress is that you kept one promise to yourself. Maybe your progress is that you're learning how to feel at home in your own life again. That counts. Here's something simple that I want you to do today. Choose one thing that strengthens your foundation. Just one. Maybe you prepare your space for the week ahead. Maybe you call somebody you love. Maybe you sit outside for 10 minutes without your phone. Maybe you finish one unfinished task. Maybe you make a meal and actually sit down to enjoy it. Maybe you look around your neighborhood and ask, how can I make this place a little better because I'm here? That last question matters because grounding is not only about being connected to the earth, it's also about being connected to people. Belonging is not merely something we receive, belonging is something we help create. And sometimes the fastest way to remember that you matter is to help somebody else remember that they matter too. That is love in action. The spirit of belonging is at the heart of the Love in Action Network. This work is bigger than content. It's bigger than a broadcast. It's about creating spaces where creativity, conversation, encouragement, service, and community can meet. And as this network continues to take shape, I want us to protect that foundation. I don't want us simply to become bigger. I want us to become deeper, more connected, more useful, more generous, more human. Because numbers can tell you how many people arrived. Community tells you whether anybody felt seen when they got there. And I want that distinction to remain very important around here. Today, I'm also spotlighting something that doesn't need a fancy name: community. The person listening right now matters. The artist who needs encouragement matters. The student discovering their voice matters. The person rebuilding their life matters. The volunteer willing to serve matters. The person who has spent years feeling like there wasn't room for them matters. And if you've ever wondered whether there's room for you here in Love in Action Network, I want you to understand the spirit behind what we are building here. We want to create spaces where people can connect, create, contribute, and grow. You don't have to arrive as the finished version of yourself. None of us did. Bring your gifts, bring your questions, bring your experience, bring your willingness, bring your humanity. That is enough to begin. And that brings me to today's Opportunity Minute. Maybe your next step isn't standing in the spotlight as I do. Maybe it's serving. If you have gifts, experience, energy, creativity, or simply a desire to contribute to meaningful community, pay attention to opportunities to volunteer and participate through Love in Action Network. Healthy communities are not built by spectators alone. They are built by people who decide, I can help. I can encourage somebody. I can contribute something. I can make this room warmer. And you do not have to do everything. Find the place where your gifts and somebody else's need can meet. That is a beautiful place to serve. And if what you need today is less noise and a little more room to breathe, spend time with Love City Radio. There are spaces such as Sanctuary of Stillness, Love in Action Talk Radio, and Love City Music Radio designed around different ways of listening, reflecting, connecting, and experiencing music and conversation. Sometimes we keep filling every quiet space because silence makes us uncomfortable. But silence can tell you things noise has been covering up. So maybe today, listen differently. Not just for entertainment, listen for what settles you. Listen for what reminds you who you are. Listen for what brings you home to yourself. Here's today's affirmation for Root Chakra Day. I am grounded in love. I belong in my life. I am building a strong foundation. I have something meaningful to contribute. I do not have to rush my growth. I am allowed to take root. Say that last line again. I am allowed to take root. Before this day ends, do one grounding thing and one connecting thing. Strengthen something beneath you. Then strengthen something between you and another human being. Clean something. Finish something. Rest. Walk. Prepare. Call somebody. Encourage somebody. Serve somebody. Keep it simple. Roots don't make a lot of noise. They just keep doing their work. As a reminder today, you are more than your productivity. You are more than your visibility. You are more than the number of people who noticed you last week. There's value in your presence. And there's value in your presence before there's ever applause for your performance. So build carefully, love deeply, serve generously, and don't be embarrassed by seasons when your greatest growth is happening underground. Stay connected this week with Love in Action Network. Listen, participate, create, serve. And when you find something here that helps you feel a little more grounded, share that experience with somebody who might need a place to belong to. But perhaps the most powerful thing we can build is not this platform. Maybe it's a place where people know there's room for me here. Take care of your roots today. Take care of your people. Take care of the ground beneath the life you're building. And remember always to stay in your power, to stay in your joy, and to stay loved and lovable until we meet again. I'll see you soon.